Bohem was a particularly unique project that we saw. The site really sits within a fantastic location, being surrounded by a park on one side and Guja Street and the central markets on the other side. So when looking at the project, we were looking at really delivering something that sat and fitted in within the context of the two areas.
The design brief for Bohem, because of its unique site, was really to create a building that blurred between the city location and the park that's adjacent to the site. Because of the site, we looked at creating sort of a building made up of two parts. So we've got a Morfett Street side and a Wright Street side, and we've used different elements and different scales of architectural forms to create a building that pushes and pulls and creates a smaller scale building within its context.
The building itself is really derived from a desire to be standing in the park, looking towards the building and not being sure where the building started and where the park finished. So we really wanted to integrate a landscape concept right from the get-go of this design.
Materials again relate to the context and the environment that the building sits in. So we've really picked up on the brickwork, the steelwork and the raw concrete that sits within the area.
The thing that I love about this building is there's not one apartment that doesn't have a view of something that's really interesting. The lower floor apartments either are looking directly onto the park, and as you get high, you're then looking above the other buildings in the area. So you're looking all the way across to the coastline, the CBD, the Adelaide Hills, or down to the Southern Vales.
Layouts are quite efficient. They're very open. They open up to generous balconies. They all have great views, great cross ventilation, and floor-to-ceiling glass.
We have 223 apartments in Bohem, and we've really gone for a very, very different finish selection to a traditional apartment building. Normally within an apartment building you'd have a light selection and a dark selection. We've gone for a light selection in this particular building, but also a very, very avant-garde bohemian feel. So we're going for a particular selection which has exposed concrete ceilings, track lighting, darker flooring, much more of, I guess, a loft type feel or a warehouse feel that's really been inspired by New York and London. All deck recreational facilities are brilliant. It'll be very, very easy to get lost in time on this particular facility. The pool deck sits at level 6 and it has direct views across the city and Mount Lofty ranges. The gym sits directly behind the pool, so when you're working out in the gym, you're looking across the pool and again back to the city and hills. And then we've got a recreational facility there as well, where there's barbecues, seating and decking areas that are undercover by pergolas and sunshade areas where you can really just sit back, relax and just soak up the environment. The thing that really drew me to this particular site was its location, sitting right on a park, and for me that's what Adelaide is based around, is its parklands. But also you're literally within a stone's throw from Guja Street, where you've got some of the best restaurants and bars in Adelaide. To register your interest in Bohem, it's very simple. Just go to our website, bohem.com.au, put down your details, and the advantage of doing that is you're going to get information before the general public launch. So really, you're ahead of the game.